I'm letting y'all start recording, but I'm putting. I recently discovered mini bagels. They sell little bags of mini bagels. Isn't that intriguing, right? I never saw a plain mini bagel.
I did not know that.
I think it's like a dozen in like a like a little sack. I bought them. I bought like the shitty, tortilla pizzas I used to make back in the day. I bought all those fixins, but no tortillas, just the mini bagels.
I used to love tortilla pizzas.
Gonna cut them up. Gonna cut up those pepperonis in a tiny little bite-sized chunk. Sprinkle them over the baby. I also bought real butter and some fucking garlic paste. I'm gonna make a garlic herb butter to put on it before I put everything else on it. Oh, I'm gonna have a great, wonderful time. And I also learned that I can make this whole affair in the air fryer, and it's gonna come out without burning it even a little bit. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Papa bless.
Let's sync real
TikTok.
quick.
Okay, here we go.
This Tavern Talks was recorded almost a full year ago and it was never released for some reason. It's messy but a fun glimpse into our writing processes, cooking tips, and some fun Pokemon talk. Enjoy!
Bagel bites.
You saying that about bagel blights. Bagel blights.
Bagel blights.
That's
something.
That's
That
kind
is
of something. I'm gonna write
Bagel
it down.
blight.
Dude, if I can be
I
real,
love that band.
I do want to do like a riff, kind of like.
Oh, I'm putting it in Kobe's band name group chat. I'm in.
Bagel blight.
Bagel blights. Yes, that's a very good band name. I also heard one, The Ocean's Mud. That's a very good band name.
The Ocean's Mud.
I don't know what it means, but I love it. It also sounds like a poop metaphor.
Oh my god. The Ocean's Mud.
The Ocean's Mud. It's kind of like fish poop. That's the Ocean's
Oh,
Mud.
God,
Think
no,
about it. Think about it. Oh man,
no.
what if we lived underwater and we had farms down there? Wouldn't that be crazy?
So I have a stupid
What do you think it'd be,
question
Matt?
in
Kelp?
response to what
Would it
you
be
were
kelp?
saying. You were talking about
Hey, seaweed, man.
Seaweed man. Hey.
smoke seaweed every day. So if you very good because you're underwater.
Yeah, exactly.
Very stupid question. As someone who loves bagel bites,
Okay.
you said something striking to me that I suddenly am realizing. Am I stupid? I'm not sure.
What's that?
Should I be seasoning my bagel bites?
Oh,
Interesting.
Tyler, come on in. Tyler and Matt,
I
enter.
season everything,
Listen,
but like things like that, I don't even think.
Let me
to.
crack open the
like
door.
just
Let me crack open the
frozen,
door
pop
here.
it in the.
Hold on. Shh. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's Kyle's fat room. It's the room where I'm still fat, even though my body continues.
Where
to
we
be
talk about food stuff.
Yes,
and-
man.
This is the fry segment.
So both bagel bites and pizza rolls you can do this with. You can do this life hack with. Listen to me. So for pizza rolls, you get olive oil. I prefer olive oil, or you can do butter. I've seen. You melt that butter down, or you get the olive oil. You put it on the frozen pizza rolls. They're frozen. They have to be frozen. Take your seasonings like salt, pepper, maybe. I do Italian seasoning, red pepper flake, and Parmesan cheese. Put it in a Tupperware with a lid. Still frozen. You haven't done any cooking yet. Shake the shit out of that bitch. You're flavor blasting your own pizza rolls.
So I've seen this with pizza rolls.
I love it.
Bagel bites are
now.
specifically where I'm confused.
Here's the bagel bites thing. They're frozen too, right? Flip them on that little silvery tray because they come with that shitty little silver tray that I don't know its purpose for. Like, what is that tray for other than transport?
Is it?
Is it a microwave
feel
thing? You think it's a microwave
no.
thing?
Is it not like some like aluminum lining? I don't
I've
fucking
never
know.
baked
Is
with
it like
it.
a toaster oven?
Yeah, that's my thought. It's like
I have
one
no
of those
idea.
deals. Either way, you take them, flip them upside down on the thing because bagel bites never come with all the pepperonis attached to the bagel bite.
Oh,
Let's
true.
be so real. If you get bagel bites, you are a puzzle to eat a snack. It's not. It's just a fact. But you flip them bitches upside down. Same thing. Olive oil or garlic. Or butter, you do your garlic paste, you do your seasonings, then you brush her on. You may not have a brush out there. I get it. I certainly don't. You take a paper towel, turn it into a little tube on your fingertip, dip her in, paint. The bagel bite is your canvas. Flip her back over, bake. It's like garlic bread bottom,
just
pizza
getting
top.
sexual.
Okay,
That way
I
you're not
love that.
overloading.
I
Because,
love that.
Let's be real. Shitty food is an acquired taste, right? Like a baked, like a frozen thing. You're right, exactly.
I fucking love
you
it.
You don't want to get.
I never think about zhuzhing up shitty food except for like ramen.
Add a sousson of like black pepper to a nice spaghetti-o or a ravioli. You know, just a little black pepper.
I literally ate I literally ate the SpaghettiOs with meatballs for dinner tonight.
Oh wow, really? I
made grilled cheese with bacon on it, and then I dipped that shit all in
SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs.
Literally, Chef Boyardee, the raviolis. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, the inside by itself, not in that nasty sweet sauce, tastes like dog food. But together, it is it's a symphony. It's a wonderful, especially the mini ones.
Thing.
Not the big. Like I like the big ones. There's a time and place for the big ones. The little cup with the mini ravioli. They're like stuffed gnocchi.
I love it.
I tell you what,
it literally has a texture. No pasta.
Speaking of sprucing up some ramen. So what I used to do growing up in high school, I would throw on like some Tonys on some of that.
Yep.
Oh my! It was the chicken ramen. Yeah. Oh my god,
dude,
so fucking good.
Like at the end or like while it's boiling?
At the end. Also, another question. Here's another. I have a good question for y'all because I have heard both ways. Do you add in the seasoning packet after you've already cooked your noodles or before?
Yeah, I do it after.
Yeah, after.
Because I'll
see. I'm a before.
Whenever the water's still cold.
No, while it's boiling.
So
as the noodles are cooking, like they're partially cooked, he cracks that seasoning.
I see.
I do that more often than not, just because I want all the broth. But my partner Riot doesn't like a lot of broth, so I'll drain half, then season, mix it in, almost makes like a sauce.
That's usually what I do. It depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I want more broth. Sometimes I want more of a almost like a creamy.
Yeah.
I've got Maruchan in my. It's just a classic, and it's so ridiculously cheap.
Nostalgia thing for me because my dad just kept the dumb top ramen cups around all the time, and like the shrimp with the peas, the little.
I didn't love the cups.
I didn't really like.
I
didn't like the cups.
Something about it, I was like, oh, this is different. There's actual shrimp in here.
Yeah.
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 We
always.
Sorry. I was gonna say, interesting thought. Like, I absolutely despised cup things of like the foods we had. So like cup mac and cheese. Cannot do to this day. I cannot do cup mac and cheese.
I had a bad experience with cup mac and cheese once as a kid, where my grandmother lover didn't mix in the seasoning well. No. So I just got a bite that was just a pocket of cheese. I mean, the stuff's hydrophobic, so it was like a bubble with just full of dust. I was like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. My kid, like when she started eating the great wizard Shizu started eating solids. We live on those little Velveeta cups, dog. You know, because when I moved in, that was like my go-to while we were like traveling. Damn, dude. Something about the ramen cups as an adult now, because it's a grab and go in my mind. That's why. And I don't do like so like apparently, and I didn't know that people were doing this, and apparently my dad was doing this too. People were microwaving those styrofoam cups. People were putting those cups that clearly say
Hey, listen. I've microwaved styrofoam my whole life. I heard every now and then someone will be like, "You're not supposed to do that," and I'll be like, "Bitch, the cheese from my quesadilla melted into the styrofoam. I still ate that shit."
I wasn't coming from a place of like, I'm better than everyone because I wasn't doing that. When it comes to like a to-go contain, that's fair game. I gotta just be by that microwave and stop it before it cooks through. That's all I'm doing. I'm talking about the little cups that clearly say on the cup, "Don't microwave me."
Yeah.
Don't do that. You boil the water on the stove, pour it in, put the lid back on, put a heavy thing on it so it steeps itself like tea. And no one knew that, and people were fucking just eating chemicals. And I think that's very funny to me.
That's me eating chemicals.
But like,
eating chemicals, that's the American way, boy.
That's the thing. It's the pot calling the kettle black, right? Because like I was also microwaving fucking to-go plates from fucking La Carreta and shit. Like, oh
my god, La Carreta.
Listen,
Jesus.
It's the kind of thing like I might regret it one day. I'm not gonna stop.
I'm not gonna change.
I get it.
I'm dug in.
Our
and I'll never change.
Had lead. Our parents had fucking lead also. No, asbestos. That's what it is. Yeah.
Asbestos.
We've got microplastics. Let us have what we're gonna have.
Yep.
All
Let's have our
saying is,
microplastics.
When we find out that our DNA is now perfect to breed with synthetic humans in the future, when we have an emergency situation because of all the microplastics in our balls, don't come crying to us who are microwaving our styrofoams.
There's a Great Pacific Trash Island in my veins.
That was a great joke. I love it.
Oh,
one of the topics I had though because you told us to bring it.
Oh, wait,
I know this. I know this.
Sorry.
Wait.
One thing. So, yeah, and we could totally cut this out if this is totally not chill. But this happened to me at Publix yesterday. Slightly racist thought in my brain, but no. So, I was looking at seasonings because I'm making pork carnitas for a potluck, and a black guy was like, "Hey man, you ever tried this seasoning before?" And it was like a Kinder's blend, like it was I think it was like bourbon pecan or something. And I was like, "No, but that looks really good." He's like, "Bet, that's all I needed." And I was like, after he left, I was like, this black guy just asked me about seasoning. Like the whitest guy.
No, there's something. I swear to God, there is something to a Louisiana white. People can feel it on you if you're like,
yes.
you can feel if you're from Louisiana and you're not like from a certain portion of Louisiana. they can tell. Okay, this guy eats good food.
It's like Southeast Louisiana.
And he probably peeped the cart too. He's like, oh, that dude's got stuff for carnitas. Hey man,
I went straight for like a big ass thing.
He was probably more going like, "Oh, that dude's
part.
cooking something."
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
like that. He's not like making dinner. He's cooking.
Yeah. He's cooking something.
I could probably ask him.
Dude,
but I'm not gonna lie, I felt so good after. I was like, hell yeah, dude.
I fucking love. I swear to God, it's carnitas and lengua. Anytime there's anywhere that has either of those things, I'm eating them immediately. I just found a place near my house that does a carnitas wet burrito. Have you ever had a wet burrito, dude?
I did last night.
Is that like with?
Not in that way. No. That sounded
Wait,
so
what
bad.
Is that way?
No.
I don't know what that way is. I want to know.
Two thoughts came to mind.
That sounded so bad. That sounded so bad. I'm so sorry.
So funny,
listeners. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
It's like I think that's when you have diarrhea in bed. You're wrapped up like a burrito, and you're
wrapped up.
My thought was
it's like playing turtle, but with a diarrhea.
My thought was you're trying to hurry through sex because you feel a real bad poop brewing. Oh no!
Oh, that's that. Yeah, that.
Matt's dying.
Fuck! I'm dead. I got a pressure migraine.
Anyway,
1 sec.
what were you gonna say?
God.
Kyle,
my topic that I had was, so I told you, I don't know if I mentioned it on the pod, but I'm running a side D&D thing with a group of my old gaming buddies from my Minecraft server for back in the day, and we just had a very sort of heavy episode that kicks off the official start of the campaign. Like, we were kind of trying to do a one shot. I had to work some things around. It took 5 days on a one shot, and I was like, hey, you know what? Campaign's starting.
Yeah.
And, I have a...
What's that like?
It's just interesting because I had a moment where like a really heavy thing happened, and one of my players, it affected their backstory in a way that like was semi-reminiscent of a situation we have been in that we talk about a lot. And I was like, but I've got a plan, and I'm not like, don't give like, I have all this stuff already written. Don't worry, I'm not.
Would it be regarding like familiar?
So
or
one of my player characters,
or is there something with a ship?
No. So
like a sailing?
Oh boy, no. So it's one of my characters. So in my fiction, they're signing up for a guild. That's how this world is trying to like handle the craziness that's happened after like basically an apocalyptic event that changed how things work, and now monsters and like chaotic shit are just rampant all the time. So in order to have some sort of protection without having to just go right back to like every city has their own set of guards, cities have taken it, or at least one of the major cities that just sprung up has made a guild where adventurers can sign up and take requests from people around the land that like come in, or they mail in things like, hey, over here needs help because of this, over here needs help because of that. But the process of it is like, each mission is varied. So like you could go on a mission that seems like, done it one and done, but it could be very, very traumatic. And like as a sort of placeholder for the adventurers, they get these brands that hold one of their most cherished memories. So in their dying moments, even if it's the worst, most imaginable death possible, this spell activates and they relive this moment to kind of like block out the horrible sort of trauma thing. The only problem is you got to get that memory from somewhere. And so while in being a part of that guild, that memory is stored. You don't have it up here anymore. It's within this brand. And so for some people, because of roles they made through like mechanical things without getting into the minutiae of it, they lost a really, really cherished memory. Like one of the guys forgot his mom.
Oh, shit.
He just fully forgot his mom and only remembers kind of where she went. Another one of the guys forgot the war that he was in, and like what set him on the path to being a good guy and actually like fighting to help people. And now he's adrift after war. Like he's basically almost like back, like a veteran again. Like, and the worst one of it all is the orphan of our group, because every group's got to have an orphan kind of character type. They had a newfound family that was like this crazy like traveling circus with one of those Baba Yaga huts and shit, and they forgot the entirety of that circus time.
Oh shit.
And I had it set up to where the ringleader, her name is Mama Frankie, big lady, like who's secretly a hag. She went off to go do some errands before their next show. That errand goes south, and she had to kind of flee for a while in the midst of this also happening. So not only did she forget, but she's not going to see her for a while just within the fiction because of like stuff I'm setting up for the campaign. So like I have a payoff for it, but they don't know this part yet. And it really touched them. They got really wrapped up in their character. And for a lot of them, that moment was solidifying, hey, D&D is more than just a bunch of silly jokes and throwing NPC names at the DM. And like, I was so taken aback. I was like, you know, like not like I'm excited because I'm seeing that moment.
Moment's so exciting.
Yes, but I'm also like, I don't want to be a bad person. Trust me, I got a payoff for you. It's not just BS.
Yeah. No, I love that moment. I mean, there's a very, you know, famous clip of Brennan Lee Mulligan explaining his him trying to describe this moment through like something he did in his game as well. My favorite that I did for the game I'm doing with Callie, or I was doing with Callie and her siblings and some friends, was I might have mentioned this on the show at one point, I don't remember, but basically they were all like woodland creatures, and they happened into this really cutesy town with like a bullfrog as the mayor. And like while they were all celebrating something happening, the mayor gets assassinated in front of everyone.
Dude, and it's like I felt this moment coming up because I was like trying to find a way to do it, and I wanted to like there was a semi payoff too, because the campaign's starting. So instead of them being at level 1 at the start of campaign, we're at level 3. Which like that's when every class starts to kind of cook with things, you know. And I'm like, trust me, y'all, you have no idea, because I'm not gonna like I want to teach them the game, but I also want to teach them the game through the game, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to just throw easy campaign stuff at them, because one of the guys is a veteran, which like I'm leaning on a few of them who've played D&D to kind of show them the ropes as to what they can do, and he's playing a bit of a min-maxy kind of coded character that like is a badass. But I love that when it comes to combat, because they'll be really packed back in the corner, and then here comes this paladin who's got 2 attacks at level 1, and it's like, holy shit, this guy is really putting in the work. We should like try to strategically get around him, and like you're seeing their minds kind of like start to really get into the game, and I love that so much. But I'm also like, how do I, okay, now I've got to like, it's kind of like the payoff question I was asking you guys, like earning payoff. I was like, I got to see in real time an earning of my payoff, you know, like of me coming up with something to fix a moment and like also carry it into the grander story. Like I have them right now kind of doing I took a page out of your book. We had like a bit of one of the guild, your book, Tyler, sorry, I should just point at a camera. I figured but I took the Tavern kind of like a triathlon thing, and I spun it a little bit for a guild initiation thing. It was called the Tri-Flame Trials. It was very cool. We did light world building / like creative like stuff at the beginning, and then like the middle was a combat thing, so they could all kind of get used to how their characters worked in combat. They fought a bunch of skeletons and skeleton mage. It was really, really fucking cool. And there was like a dope like final moment where like we've got a gunslinger on our team, and they shot through the orb that the fucking skeleton mage is using, and it just blew his fucking skull off. And it was like everybody's just like, oh my god, like freaking out, because like a couple of them almost died during that combat too. And I'm like, bro, these are like 13 health skeletons. I'm really trying. But That's it's fun. Just so cool to watch them all like be ready to do this. And I keep throwing little like things kind of like what we've done with Wanderful, like world building things that I really liked, where it's like, hey, during this downtime, where would your character spend time in this guild? Because I have some rooms in the guild, but now I can fill out these rooms and make NPCs that would like be in charge of keeping those rooms or whatever, you know, because like it's vaguely, the way I'm doing it is not like a school guild thing either. It's more like Wall Street where like a manager runs a group of adventurers to go do these tasks and earn like points within the guild. Like each guild has a manager, which like is like a well-suited, nice like guy who's
So it's more like Monsters Inc.
A little bit.
Shit! Yeah.
Where, like the manager gets them like basically first dibs at like message board. Like everybody gets like there's like a mission board or whatever, and this management person goes and jots down all the missions and it's like, hey, if you want any of these, you gotta get there fast, you know. And I haven't.
They've got an agent. They have an agent.
That's basically fully. That's like the vibe I'm going for with it. But they haven't gotten an agent yet. I'm kind of like, I'm vaguely hinting at it, but like
they're still freelancing.
And I'm thinking I'm gonna have to come up with a couple NPCs and see what they do.
Freelancing?
Oh, that's good. That's what if each of them carries?
That's a fantasy
I'm writing that
thing.
down. Each of the managers carries a lance in their briefcase. It's a tiny, normal-sized briefcase with a massive lance in it.
Oh my god, yes.
That's incredible. But yeah,
you're welcome.
No, dude, I'm telling you, I cherry pick so much of the stuff we do here. Like Matt has you have a narrative way of like doing exposition that I wish I could do and not feel like imposter syndrome about. No, fuck that, dude. Like going back and listening to this fantasy fiction episode, I'm not done with it. But like listening to you and Jeremy's story, y'all like commit to the bit a bit more than my brain will allow me to sometimes. Like sometimes I'm not embarrassed, but you know that weird like, I don't know if anyone's going to listen to the cool thing I wrote. I don't care about it. And it's like, I get in my own head. And so sometimes I'll like fully just go off script because I'm like, oh, I get how those teleprompter people just forget what they're doing and where they are. Like, I'll be reading something I wrote perfectly top to bottom. I'm just like, and then a guy, he's here, and the man, he went there. And it's like, dude. All right.
The amount of editing I had to do on that episode to make my story legible.
You have no idea, man.
Your story was great.
The show is incredible.
I listen, I think it actually came across like you could totally hear my story and what I was going for. Man, like I almost want to re-record me telling my story because I loved my story.
I was honestly thinking,
I'm so disappointed I didn't get to be there to hear it.
I'm not gonna lie. I was totally, and I think we might have mentioned it when we were recording, but I was like, oh, you could have a sober version as like a exclusive content
deleted
or like
scenes.
like a deleted scene or like, you know. Oh my god, that'd be so good. I love that we did kind of like naturally get more towards like story building because this is something I've been thinking about. I've been talking with a friend of the show, Micah. Been talking to him.
Friend of the show.
Been talking to him. Been talking to him a lot about like world building because I know he wants to do like a campaign. I think using Shadow Dark is one of the campaigns. Or I can't remember. It's Shadow something. I'll have to go double check, but it's Shadow something, and I'll let you know after the thing. But just talking about like story building and like what he does, like he usually carries around like a little small like grid book, and he'll just like draw out maps and stuff and then just start thinking about it. But I'm curious, whenever you guys are thinking about like more long-term like campaign stuff, where do you usually start? Like, do you usually start like with like a specific scene in mind? Do you start with like an overall world like idea, or? I
have an insane amount of notes in my iPhone of just random ideas I have. And a lot of times it will start with like, I'm working on another campaign for Callie and all them that is just based around, I was drawing at the river earlier this summer, and I came up with this idea for these 4 cities, and like I was just doodling these 4 cities that were carved out of mountains, and like then I like, ooh, like maybe it's like all underground races that run these cities, and you know, like that was just a random idea that later I was like, oh, I could just set this game here. And then from there, I'm kind of like, okay, well, like what's going on with these cities? Like, since they haven't created their characters yet, right now I'm just like thinking about like going through my notes and like what fun ideas have I not used yet. You know,
dude, I do that one
anytime I have an idea, I write it down.
I'm very similar. My Google Doc is like constantly telling me, hey man, you gotta get more storage. You got too many open documents. You got too many tabs. But no, so I'll go from like a project and then I'll see something. So I have a big problem with like where I'll be like knee deep in a project. just fully doing it up, really, really into everything about it. And then one little hang up that's like a question I have, I can't like stop going back to this thing being like a tear on the page or like, you know, and so like I don't scrap it entirely, but I have to separate myself from it. And so then I'll go into a new project with like, I don't have a specific character place that I start at. I'll start either with like a map or I'll start with like a like cool idea for like a twist on like a fantasy like idea. So like like I love like looking at magic system and like world building videos on YouTube all the time, and I like the idea of like having like not constrictions but like a lot of magic coming from one particular source or like idea. So like I had this one idea for like a character that like is like a first ever humans to interact with like the deities that created the universe, and like the deities like they can't understand each other because deities on a plane other than like this thing ever, but the thing freaks out and is like, hey man, this is like fully aliens, I gotta protect my family, kills this god, and now the gods fucking hate humans because this thing just freaked out because he didn't understand, and now they're stained with the blood of this deity forever. Everyone who's born of that person's lineage now has this like constant mark of this god or whatever, and so they can't they're shunned from like religious institutions that still worship these deities and stuff like that. Like they don't interact with magic in the same way because the gods literally cut these people off from like the same stuff that everyone else has, and so they've created their own way of like drawing this blood for it to do different rituals and spells, like drawing on that stain, and like I'll use that, and that's like where I'll world build. Like I'll build an entire culture based around just the stained, like what are they about,
just like in events,
and then like as I'm describing them, I'll kind of come across something like, okay, like I'm thinking there may be a seafaring people, and then that's when I go to the map and I'll start making like a map with like a lot of cool coastal or like island features and stuff like that. But then if that's happening, I try to think of like how stuff semi works in nature, but for the most part it's like, what are ways I can show that this is like the through line through the whole thing regardless of where I'm at with the story. Like I like a theme very much. Like I think like if you can find like a setting or a theme that like draws your attention to like the thing you want to do regardless of where you start at with the story, I feel like that's a good jumping off point because it doesn't constrain you to like, okay, let me start a character. Okay, well, yeah, I have a character. It's like, but what is this character doing? What's the world look like? What is the things around them that inform this character's decisions and stuff like that? Like I talk about the question you asked me that one time. It's like, yeah, it's cool that this guy had these powers, but like, what does he do? Like, who is he?
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, I'd never even asked myself that question. And so like when I do stuff like that now, like I'll have a broad idea of like power system and things like that. But now I'm like, okay, this stuff all exists. Cool. Now let's make a person who actually lives within this sort of life in this thing. And it's made it a lot easier, but also like I'm constantly scrapping stuff because I'm like, I'll find now it's less of like I find a hole and more I find a better jumping off point for something that's like within the same realm.
Yeah. I think too, like it can be easy to get wrapped up in the minutia of little things. I think another big thing is like, and this is just generally a good writing tip in general, and I'm not the first to say this obviously, but you know, if you have like a big like, oh, maybe you're starting with like, oh, I had a fun idea, like it could end here, you know, it can get easy to get wrapped up in like, well, how do we get to that point, you know, like, so how did we, you know, like just start with what is the most exciting, and then you'll be able to figure out how to get there once that's fully developed, you know, or maybe not fully developed, but like the feature I'm working on right now all just stems from I had one really simple idea. I was like, I feel like I haven't really seen that in a movie, and I'm not going to say it because I think it's a good idea. But I'll say it to you guys and just bleep it
Tyler,
out.
Remember.
Basically, my feature is all centered around. Oh, that's a fun idea. I feel like I've never really seen. So like, I just have been working on that scene, and I mean, I'm past that. I'm at the point where I'm working on more, but it's like this part of this idea really excites me. Let's just develop that a ton, and then you'll find like, okay, well, these are all of the threads that I have that I need to get to. I need to make sure wrap up. Dude, and
there's I have a playlist I can send you, Matt, if you're really getting serious about doing some world building stuff, even outside of the realm of D&D, because I love doing it without I don't like to put it in a sort of like, well, this will be a game or this will be a thing anymore. Now I'm just like, I want the creativity of it written out for me to decide after. Cause like I'm settling on like this plot I have now that I'm working on where I have a fully fleshed out magic system with like drawbacks and everything. Fully realized. I don't have a story to put it in. I don't know what to do with it. I love the concept. I have nothing around the framework beyond like.
Is it the kaiju stuff?
No. So I dropped.
Or a different one?
This is kind of going to that. And I love sharing this process too because a lot of people probably feel like I've been in that point where like you drop a project or you like step away from a project and it feels like, oh well, I shouldn't start a new one. I didn't even finish that. But like that's how you glean other stuff. So this one. Essentially, the like it's playing on the idea of like in our real world, everyone has potential to do whatever, you know. So the power system is called TENN, TENN, which is short for potential. Everyone is born with a certain amount of potential within them, and so is the universe. Sort of like encompassed by this. It's kind of like how Magic the Weave, any mana, all that type of thing. But certain people are born with a birthmark called a reservoir, which is like a physical manifestation of like almost like an exhaust port for this like power. And if they have that, like, and it's like constantly firing out almost like a jet, or like if you see like a torch, like someone uses in like cooking and stuff like that, it's constantly just burning off this excess 10 that they give off because they have the ability to manifest it in different ways. And so like, I'm working on like, sort of classifying it kind of into like classes, but I kind of want to leave it soft magic a little bit where it's like kind of like how Lord of the Rings, where Gandalf had some scenes he can make cool smoke stuff, and in other scenes he's literally fighting actual deities, like and conversing with like eldritch fucking elfin beings and stuff like that, and living longer than any other human and stuff like that. Like they don't explain it, but you kind of within fiction can believe it, And so like I don't know, and that's where I'm struggling. Where like I have some drawbacks and things that I can throw in there, and like this thing. Oh, back to the fucking. I'm so sidetracked. So sorry. That's the problem of it, though, right? Like, I have these things, but I'm like,
so many
is it too
things
much?
To pull
it's
in.
like, is it too much? Is it not? Like, people with these birthmarks, they have this stuff they can use the magic. If you use the magic too much, that reservoir starts to like burn even more, and you get like you basically catch fire. And like you can still use magic,
shit.
It's hurting you the entire time and burning away your literal body the more you use it. And overuse can cause you to either spontaneously combust, and you're just forever engulfed in constant flowing magic. And you're alive, but you're in forever
So
pain.
you're Karlach.
I was thinking Karlach are like the Hellraisers, but less horny. Like they're just in constant pain all the time, but like
more horny.
Sure,
I'm thinking of
hornier.
The Fire Force
a little
system,
bit.
how
there was a little bit of inspiration from that somewhat, but like how you could turn into a demon or you straight up just will die. And that's kind of that's a bit of where it is with this too, where it's like you either will become like a part of the magic stream the more you use it, like because like you're a literal being walking around made out of magic, but you're still burning. You're going back into the fucking stream, like, but you're super powerful in this mode or whatever. Or you'll straight up just spontaneously combust and die because you can't contain all the magic you've decided to fucking put into your own body.
But were you not to derail that? Were you building to something, Matt? With that question, because we went off on that question.
The original one asked about like story building. No, legitimately, like that's what I want to hear because like I am trying to get myself more in that space. Like I have been thinking about like I want to like be able to write like some campaigns and stuff for us.
Dude,
and like
not even.
Don't worry so much about end goal.
Yes.
Like worry about like what's exciting you.
Yes.
And I'm really just curious to hear what everybody's like thought process is. Like I feel like everybody's gonna have something different. Like just talking to y'all, like I already was like coming up with like little ideas in my head of like, ooh, this would be fun.
Pick whatever
so like
jumping off point. Like you
so
might
now
even be
it's like
from us and pick like what if I did make a character? What if I just focused
I almost
on a
think
I could absolutely see I'm going to build a D&D character and see
honestly,
what that takes me.
Yes, I have heard that a lot as well. Honestly, I do really enjoy like the map aspect because honestly, I was thinking about it's been on my mind a lot because I really want to play, but HeroScape because it came back and that's honestly half the fun was just building maps on my bed. Like I would just make random maps.
For everybody listening, look into Incarnate. That's what I believe I use right now. Let me double. No, Wonder Draft. That's what I'm currently using.
Wonder Draft
is a great resource. There's like even some sites out there where you can buy assets, which are like extra pieces to put into the map, like that they. It comes preloaded with like 1,000 plus something assets. So
Wonder Draft.
You can make the map by hand, like with their tools and everything. But they have like these little packs of like trees and things and all, and like buildings and stuff. But there's websites out there where people have actually made resources that like are compatible with Wonder Draft.
It's only $30.
Yeah, $30, and it's a resource I use all the time just for like actual big scale map making. Like right now, I'm literally making a planet. Like I'll share it in the I'll share it in the Discord once this is done. But like I'm like using the constraints of what I have with this thing, because it's not like meant for this thing I'm doing, but like within the confines of this thing, I think I did a pretty shabby job at like giving the idea of like a aerial view of a planet that has like almost like Adventure Time-esque hole inside of it with like the cores exposed and stuff.
Hey, spoilers. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know what this is for.
It's in the opening sequence of the first
exactly right. But I don't even know if this is for the project with that 10 power I was telling you guys about. I'll even send y'all a thing of that to get your, because I want critique on it.
We all got too many ideas.
But the thing I wanted to say, outside of the Wanderful stuff that we're doing, not in the way of like fuck whatever we're doing, like, but because it's a bit of pressure on here on the record. All I'm saying is I'm down to do a collaborative world building project that has nothing to do with this. Like
I would love.
I've been wanting to do
like
that.
just a writing project.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like even
honestly,
well, even it's like so you do drawing and stuff like that. If we come up with like
writing, it can all be encapsulating.
Team.
The three of us just team up, or it doesn't need to just be the three of us. We can have whoever wants to come in.
But
and collaborate.
I thought about that for so long. Like, I wanted to do that just because like there's this dude on YouTube I follow. He's like the host of the channel, but it's like him and a bunch of his friends from college who've been working on something behind the scenes before he even started posting about it. And he only posts because he does like a lot of the art. Like he has other artist friends who are also helping with it, but like one of them is doing like writing, one of them is doing like the art descriptions of things and like drawing their own stuff, another one I think is doing sculptures for this shit. And I'm like, that's so incredible to bring these artistic things into this like potential just a story or whatever they want to do with it. But I love that idea. There's another guy who, just
a multimedia experience,
going back to like saying the thing, like if I could give you a piece of advice from me and Tyler going off on that one thing, find a fun theme that you think you could really spend hours like expanding upon. Like this one dude on YouTube I'm watching, he's doing a world building project where he was like, what if the world was just turtles? I'm not joking with you. Most everything from top to bottom, it's turtles.
Everything's on a cob.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that, except for like I think there's still some
turtles all the way down.
Flora and fauna and like a few insects, but for the most part, everything's a type of snapping turtle, and it's based around alligator snapping turtles and his love of it. It's really incredible. If I could find his name, Tyler, put a robot voice in here when I tell you the name later. This guy's name. That fucking world building project is so fun, and it's only like a few weeks or so old, maybe a month or so old, and like already he's got some cool ideas. He's got terrestrial turtles. He's got underwater aquatic turtles, obviously. He's got some weird like krill shrimp ass tiny microscopic turtles, and I'm like, it makes sense because he literally looked at like biomes in our real world and how they work and like what turtles need to survive and stuff, and made a food chain of turtles. It's insane.
Yeah,
but it's really heavy fantasy coded. Like I feel like science fiction meets like a bit of like Ghibli inspiration. Like it's very cool. So.
I love that.
I love that. I would totally be down to just start doing some sort of world building or something project together
with like the gods thing.
Yeah, with the zones and the gods. But yeah, that could be like that could be what we do. That could be
like we'd mentioned that before, but yeah, I wouldn't even mind like the zones thing being like, yes, Wanderful is one zone within this like bigger thing or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's kind of how I picture it. Wanderful exists within a specific zone.
Also, I did just go look. The name of that RPG is Shadow Dark.
Okay.
Shadow Dark.
Interesting. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I know he wants to get a campaign of that. He's trying to test out the system, so I'll let y'all know if I ever get to go play. I do know he's been scheduling it for Mondays, which is kind of hard. Because that's when we're recording.
Another one I did think about because like I loved it when we played it at home, even though it was like crazy to fucking understand. I would love it if we did our own Pokemon region. If we all got together and did our own Pokemon. Like we worked on the starters, we worked on like the professor and everything. I just want to make Convergent Evolution so desperately. I want to make fun.
Hey, I love Pokemon so much.
It's
Pokemon
I do. And Digimon, dude. That's my shit. Literally, me and the past 2 days have been watching the Digimon movie because I found a way. I'll tell you later. It's maybe not the most legal, but what do you mean? I own it anyway.
I'm very excited to watch the original Pokemon with my kid.
Oh my god, I've really been wanting to watch the first 3. The first 3 movies. I really want to go back.
The first 3 movies are great. I own the first 3 movies.
I think I have.
I meant the original anime, like the show.
Oh yes. I think I have Pokemon 2000 on VHS.
Yes.
I think
I have the original 3 on Blu-ray somewhere. I bought like a steel book a while back, like in college.
I love that.
But yeah, I have been thinking a lot lately because I've been watching a lot of Pokemon content. I've been playing Scarlet and Violet again.
Oh, nice.
And I know way too much about Pokemon.
Dude, same, man. Okay,
like
what would be?
I know
I
know way too much. I could name every Pokemon if you showed it to me.
Yeah.
That's not even a problem.
No.
Like whenever that pops up on TikTok, I'm like, this would be so annoying. I know if I got on camera, I'm gonna choke if you show me like Scovillain, but like now, I bet if you pulled up any Pokemon, I know it. I know way too much about those games.
Scovillain is such a good
I love
design.
Scovillain. I got a shiny Scovillain on my team right now.
Okay, what's a type triangle that interests you guys, like in terms of Pokemon? Like, I know we've got fire, water, grass. That's like whatever, sure, we can keep that thing. But what's another? What would be the dual typing we could do there? I love rock, flying, fighting. I get that that's not the most balanced, but I love it. That's like my immediate gut instinct.
Like, I mean, are you saying like an original?
Yeah. Like it
like
balances
for the starter
it out and everything. Still like a grass rock, maybe fire flying, because I want another fire.
Is there? I bet you could creatively have all 3 of the original types become neutral on their strong. Like if
I like that.
The fire was against a grass. What resists fire? Water. So a grass water. Well, water wouldn't work because it's the starter. What else resists
rock?
Fire?
Or ground.
Rock. Yeah. Or ground. I think I can. I struggle with the resistance. That's a place I struggle with the resistances. But like, and conversely, make the water type where water is weak to grass, but
what resists grass? Bug.
Yeah.
Ooh, water bug.
Exactly. Water bug. We love a water bug. I love bug.
Dude,
types.
me too. They suck. They're the weakest, but I don't care. I love
everyone. Quick, favorite Pokemon. Just because I don't think we've ever said it on the show.
And Licky.
Appleton.
Oh, I love me an Appleton.
Appleton and
Vikavolt.
God, I do love Darkrai. I'm such an edgelord.
I get
You're such a Darkrai.
If there's anyone out there that I know has been repping Darkrai since day one, it's you. You've earned it.
I love Darkrai.
You've earned it.
A little, freaking dark. What was it? Void. The Dark Void.
Dark Void.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Broken move.
Love it.
Didn't they? I think they took away Dark Void from.
Did they?
Darkrai because it was too powerful. I think like one of the only Pokemon that can get it is Smeargle, just because of Sketch. I'll have to do some research and figure out what those types
since
would be.
The 3 of us are here, because
I would totally be down to come up with some like fake mon stuff.
Let's each pick one right now. Who's which one of the main normal 3? Water, fire, grass. Pick it.
Like who?
Yeah,
who
of those 3, because then we can try to like compare it to the other person. Whoever comes with an idea first starts.
Listen, here's the only thing, and this isn't always the case. I just don't want to be a fire type.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's totally fine.
I'm not
Either
gonna
of
lie.
the others, I'd be happy.
Just talking about energy, I feel like just our energies as people, Kyle. I feel like you're a fire type.
I was gonna say fire or grass, so that fucking goes.
Yeah.
That rocks.
I was water or grass.
Yeah, I feel fire for Kyle.
I'm thinking water for Tyler.
Tyler, I think I was thinking water, and I think for me.
Did you say water, Kyle?
Yes, I did say water. Sorry if I cut out.
Yeah, I'm thinking water for Tyler and grass for me.
I mean, my favorite starter is Totodile.
And Piplup. I always think of
Totodile, Piplup, Trico, those 3.
Trico's my boy.
But like, as far as fire types go, I gotta give props. I love Skeledirge.
I really love
fire.
I love
the new
Skeledirge.
fire.
I love I love Incineroar so much. I don't care about the hate. I love Incineroar. He's a
I just caught a shiny. I just caught a shiny. I can't speak. I just caught a shiny Litten yesterday.
You know who I've recently come back around to because
today.
I forgot that was my starter in Crystal, my very first game. The Chikorita line, Bayleaf and frickin' Meganium.
I loved Bayleaf so as a kid. I thought Bayleaf was so sick.
I think I might do
however, the Pokemon does kind of
no 100%,
but it's still a starter. Though.
I'm hoping in AZ they get justice. We get a Meganium Mega. That's all.
That would be awesome. We could get megas of Gen 2 starters. They need a little bit of something.
Here's my prediction for those megas.
Well, I guess we did get Typhlosion.
No, for sure. I know we got him, but for the other two, either Water Dark or Water Fighting for Feraligatr. It just fits. It feels right.
Water Dark feels
like with the crunch moves and everything. Like that's what my brain
always thought. Dark.
And then for Meganium,
and I love me a good Fire Ghost
or Grass Psychic. If they want to do a twist, they could do Grass Psychic.
Grass Fairy or Grass Psychic.
I love a good Fire Ghost.
Could be very fun. Ooh,
Fire Ghost, Skeledirge.
Yeah, dude, it's really good stuff.
Bro, fucking Torch Song is broken.
Yes,
it's like an 80 power move that boosts its special attack every time it's used.
Oh shit!
It might be 70, but still, that's broken.
Damn.
I think I want to work on something with that, but we got to come up with a theme, right? Because it's not just like, a water type, a grass type, a fire type. They have like a theming behind.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, so if we were to do that,
what would we?
You kind of would have to start with what the region is themed
after. So what would our region?
Because the starters tend to reference, especially in more recent gens, reference where the region is.
I'm trying to think.
Because they had the one based off Paris, based off of New York.
Can we get a Louisiana style?
We were trying to do that. I'm not even joking with you. When we were doing our campaign, we were kind of doing that. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Because my immediate thought, fire type subverted. It's a crawfish or a shrimp.
I absolutely was thinking crawfish or shrimp.
I could definitely see crawfish.
It would be crawfish.
I think a crawfish for sure.
I love that.
If I had a say in it, it would be crawfish.
So it'd be a crawfish for that. I'm thinking some sort of either like a Nutra Rat for the.
Oh no! The Nutra Rat is the Route 1 rat.
It is.
Yes,
I was literally about to say that when you started talking.
It's a Nutra Rat and a deer are the route, like the two Route 1 little normal types.
Yep.
Water's got to be some sort of catfish.
I was thinking a catfish or a gator
or
an alligator.
There's definitely gonna be a gator in there.
A pelican.
But the starter could be a pelican. I was gonna say the Route 1 bird could be an egret.
Or a crane.
Ooh. Get a grass alligator.
Isn't there
Do
always
we have
two
grass
birds?
Like a
Like a Pidgey and Pharaoh.
Not always, but I mean there's every now and then.
We can do a crane and we do or like I like a crane buzzard. We got there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential.
Would the box art be the Rougarou?
Oh, dude, one of the legendaries is a Rougarou, and the other one, what would it be? The other one's got to be like a jestery Mardi Gras type guy. It can't be racist.
Yeah.
We can't do.
Well, I feel like that would be. No minstrels. But I feel like that would more be like the mythical.
Oh, true. Yeah, like
like the Jirachi or like the.
Oh my god!
Like a little, like a cute voodoo type of guy.
What could be because the Rougarou is kind of like a. I like this theming, right? So the Rougarou is like a folklore. We need a real thing to be the other one, like almost like a counter of each of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like this one, the Rougarou one represents sort of the spirit and energy of Louisiana vibe, and
a big gun.
I was thinking like my fucking brain immediately went to like a levee, like a ground type. Something like a snake that was a part of the levee or something. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I could see if we were to do that. I think we should do less direct. I think the Rougarou could represent like the spirit, and like we would have to do something just to like represent, kind of like Kyogre represents the sea, and Groudon represents the land.
Maybe he represents the wilds or something, like the swamps and stuff like that, like the actual natural aspects of Louisiana. And this other one is like the culture and sort of like the progression of, like, almost like the past and present thing, but not quite fully that. Like it's like. Yeah. Nature is constantly overtaking Louisiana. Louisiana's gonna be in the water by the end.
So maybe the box art is like angel versus monster.
That's what. Literally.
Like like humanity and like spirituality.
Maybe it isn't a creature. Maybe it's like some sort of steel type thing. Like it's like a reference to the bridges or the levees in some capacity. You know, that could be interesting. I like that a lot. See, there's something there. There's got to be voodoo.
And the evil team is trying to save the swamps. Turns out the evil team's good, and the professor's bad. I love that.
Oh shit! The professor's bad.
100%.
Has the professor been bad before? He probably has.
I feel like.
I mean,
I thought that was
I guess the
Professor Oak was definitely fucking Ash's mom. I'm just saying.
There was evil Professor Oak in that Pokemon
in the manga,
or imposter Professor Oak.
In the manga, you find out that Professor Oak went on a training thing like Ash and like basically gave it up because he almost got killed in the line of Pokemon battling.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like insane.
Well, Professor Oak wasn't bad. Professor Elm wasn't bad. Professor Birch wasn't bad.
The whole plot of Scarlet and Violet was like something happened with them. One of them was bad.
No. What spoilers for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? I guess. In that one, you are communicating with the professor. You think. Turns out it's not the professor. It's a robot. The professor died and was replaced by a robot being controlled essentially by the box arts from those games. Honestly, one of the sickest Pokemon twists. I am a huge fan of modern Pokemon.
Dude, me too.
Modern Pokemon is so good right now. The designs,
the
designs maybe haven't been better.
I legitimately can't agree more.
That's strong, and I don't know if I completely agree with that. But they're at the top of their game right now.
I would say towards the end of like some of the designs for Sword and Shield, and the stuff they came with for this game. I like the direction. They're getting back to that aspect of like, because if you listen to like people talk about how Ken Sugimori, the guy who originally drew them, he was like, they can't be too cute and they can't be too evil looking. They have to be almost like an uncanny valley-esque, like this could hurt me, like almost like a real animal.
Yeah.
So like, and I remember he said like, they all have to have a thing. Like they have like one more thing that makes it like
different from the other guys.
Different. I think they're in a really good place right now. I think
this Louisiana
if only they made the games run better.
Maybe every once in a while we check back in with our Louisiana region. What would that region be called? It would be something port. Something port. Like because water, like there'd be a
yeah.
Oh my god, there's gonna be a scary oil spill. That's it. The other legendary is like a fucked up industrial.
Okay. Back up. I hear you. The oil spill, the third one, which is like the industrial, like we're talking, is the third one. It's the Rayquaza. It's the Giratina.
Yes. So it's pollution.
So we have
nature.
Maybe it's humanity or nature, spiritualism, mysticism,
and it's like reverse.
And it's
reverse.
Then it's the humanity and pollution and all of that.
So it's reverse. So Rayquaza was the one trying to bring the peace, but now it's the one that's trying to like progress that, and now you're trying to go the other way.
It's more like Palkia and Dialga trying to rein in Giratina.
Here's a quick elevator pitch. I got you for all three.
Yeah.
The Rougarou-esque one could tell that the Earth was not doing well because of all the human bullshit. It knew the other polluted legendary was going to come and try to right the wrongs. Like, it's not a pollution thing per se, but it's like a personification of how we're treating the planet. And it's just this sickly, fucked up Titan thing that's going to come and stop the industry stuff. The industry thing doesn't give a fuck about either of them and just wants to keep progressing to become the strongest of the three. They both, seek the enemy of my enemy and we find a friend. Fight the fucking robotic one. The evil team ends up being good. The supposed like pollution one ends up also being good. It's like kind of like an antibody of the Earth. And then this fucking robot thing that's supposed to be like the progression of humanity and this thing that'll save us all turns out to actually be the villain. Boom, bam, bang. We did it.
Yeah.
Roll credits.
Love that. It's almost reminiscent of like the Aether Foundation and Sun and Moon.
Yes,
like, they're actually bad. We knew that they were like sketchy, but they're bad.
Kind of like with even in Alola too, with Team Skull, where it's like these kids are misplaced because of the shit going on in the island and stuff like that, and they don't really have a purpose because like everybody's kind of falling away. That's a big theme in Pokemon. Is just like time is moving, but things are progressing so much that nobody really knows how to keep up. That's a big theme. I think we did it there, boys. We just got to get there.
We did it.
We got to get in there. What's the name of the region though? We still got to come up with that.
Yeah. I like port something.
Yeah.
Almost we like. I mean, so the other regions, just to remind ourselves, we got Kanto, Sinnoh, Johto,
Unova,
Alola, Unova.
It's got to end with an A sound.
Galar, but Galar,
true.
Galar
is Sword and Shield. Paldea is this one.
Yeah. I know that Galar was like a strange outlier.
You've got Galar's weird.
Port.
What is X and Y?
Is
that Unova? No, Unova's black and white. X and Y is.
Y'all are hearing brainstorming in real time, y'all.
Why can I not remember what X and
Y is? Is that not Unova?
No,
that's black and white.
That's Kalos.
Kalos.
I can remember it, dude. See, I'm right there with you, man. I'm remembering some of those. Dang. So
it's got to be something short and quick.
Maybe not port. Maybe
like Partos, or let me think.
What's another? French, but not French.
Well, one of them's already French.
I know, but this is
Kalos is French.
Oh fuck!
Death
then we can
Valley.
tie in Kalos. That's where we're getting our convergent. That's where we're getting our convergent evolution.
The convergence pull from Kalos.
That's the French influence. That's literally
okay. So wait, that's so
that
good. Actually,
amazing.
So wait, what's X and Y Pokemon? We got the fossils are Tyrant and the long necked ice rock.
Aurorus.
Aurorus. We got the starters are Chespin, Fennekin, and Greninja.
Oh boy, that's
one. I think he's like in the top 5 most popular Pokemon
we
of all
like
time.
We can't do this like we're in some sort of trivia game.
I know, but it's more fun.
I know, but I want to look at it because I want to start picking ideas. Because I want to. Is Kalos where Dredagon is from?
Yeah,
dude, that's my.
No. I think Dredagon might be black and white. I think Dredagon
that's black
is
and white. You're right. Kalos Dex.
A lot. I feel like, for me at least, and maybe it's because I didn't play black and white when it came
that's
out.
That's Diggersby and all them. Okay, I'm starting to remember now.
Yeah,
dude, this is a lot of megas too. Interesting,
man.
It was a big mega generation.
Is that when? That's when Mega came out.
Generation.
Yeah, that was the
decent.
And do I want to go back and play X and Y?
There's something there. We can make a skunk ape, a stink ape. Anyway, bye.
Okay, bye. That's the episode.
Tell us your favorite Pokemon region in the comments. Goodbye.